Naughty. Naughty. Naughty.
Sleigh 3. Sleigh 3. We're just dashing through the snow, man. You know?
Dashing through these sleighs as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got some hot chocolate over there, bud?
You know, I've got white chocolate peppermint tea, which is pretty banging. I'm not gonna lie.
You got the old pomegranate Red Bull.
It's festive. It's caffeinated. It's warm. It's just right. It's perfect.
Mine gives me wings.
Fuck, can't beat that. Okay.
Eat that. We got
I'm
the
gonna
reefs
go
on.
pour this out now.
We got everything we need to get into this sleigh. Black Friday.
Black Friday. We're about a week away from Black Friday since Black Friday in real life.
Yes.
Which was the day that I originally watched this movie. It was a good day. It was a good day to watch that movie. I was excited once we saw the trailer for it. I was like, yeah, this looks pretty decent, pretty cool.
I think we were both sold on Bruce Campbell.
I don't think this night can get any worse.
Does anybody else just think that's funny?
I think Bruce Campbell and then Devon Sawa was in it, and he popped up a lot for us in October. He was a big mainstay, and honestly, between this and Chucky, I want to see more of him. I want to see more of it. I really like it.
I'm glad for the little comeback in horror for him.
Yeah, I like it. He's a good actor. I like it.
I felt very connected with his character in this. I felt like, especially when they were shitting on him at the end. And was like, you just think you're the cool guy. You just walk in here and you're the cool guy and all this and that. I was like, damn, man, I feel attacked. I feel like this is me when I walk into work right now. Damn.
Right. I thought that same shit too. That's actually funny. I went to work like the next day and that's like that scene was playing in my head because I was just being nice to people. And then in my head, I'm just like, you just think you're the cool guy at work. It's like
the one that really got me. The one that really got me was when the kid said something to him about like, you try to give me all this life advice and shit, and he's like, the only difference is I'm young enough to still quit this job and make a difference with my life or something like that. And I was just like, fuck. Damn, son.
You're like, you paused it and took a minute.
Yeah, being 11 years in a retail job in my mid-30s. Yeah. Oh, very much felt that. All the younger kids that have came and quit and all this shit. And yeah, I'm still there like, shit. Damn. Yeah.
Honestly, that was like my favorite part of this movie was like having worked retail before. Yeah. Like I felt this movie for sure. Like I was glad that this movie was made just because of like, just showing like this is that, being a cog in a corporate machine, like this is just what it is, like those people who can never seem to make ends meet and everything. And just I don't know, they cover a lot of ground. There's a lot of different types of characters in this, and that's true in a retail space,
Well, yeah, and like just the way they go about it, I like the beginning when the kid's leaving and his mom's like, "Do you have to work on Thanksgiving?" And he's like, "Is Dad still gonna charge me rent?"
Yeah,
and the dad just sits there and he's like, "I'll see you guys after the weekend."
Yeah,
have a good Thanksgiving weekend, and it's like facts, dude. That right there is like the reality that a lot of people live in. The second kids turn 18, parents start being like, well, you're an adult now, you got to pay for your way and pay rent. And then it turns into, well, we'd like you here for the holidays. Well, you got to work, man. You got to work to pay. You got to work to make ends meet. We all got to.
Bruce Campbell was great in this. Like I enjoyed his role in this as the manager who even his character was like, I feel like I've known managers like this, like he's got his little ass kisser, who's just like, what do we love?
What do we love? Toys. Good job.
But I feel like overall, like there's a lot I liked about this movie, but it just never made it all the way.
No, I feel like they just stretched a lot of it out too much, and didn't explain a lot, like to like I don't know, like it was one of those, like, when you get to the end of this movie and the characters are all like, everything's great.
Yeah.
My initial thought was, all right, well, like this is happening all over the motherfucking place, guys. Like this ain't
Right.
just like your store specific is the only place with this big fucking customer monster is what ends up coming out at the end, I guess.
Right.
And it's just like, to me, it was like they should have just got him out of the store and like got around the town to where there was all these monsters, and then it was like, how do we destroy all these monsters type thing.
Right.
As
Well,
opposed
even if they had just left it to where they escaped and drove away, I think it's really just the line he drops at the end that's like, what?
Well, I mean, yeah,
Like,
that was
I feel like that's what they, honestly, if they had just left that part out, I think it still would have been okay if they had just fucked off, and then it pans out and you see that shot of all the other monsters, and then you're like, oh, room for a sequel, maybe, but
honestly, well, to me too, it was just the fact that, like, to me, if they would have gotten in the car and then been like, man, this is fucked up, and they're like, so what now? And he's like, let's get some fucking pancakes. All right. Like that had been a reoccurring thing throughout this whole movie between him and Chick about pancakes, and shit. That I would have been like, all right, and they drive off and you see there's all these monsters, and it's like, yeah, you ain't getting them pancakes. But it was just the fact that, like, the whole movie they're trying to, like, make phone calls and call these people, no one can get through, and this and that, and he just shows up and you never see it, and he's just like, I got a hold of my kids, they're fine, there's a safe haven.
No, you see that moment. There's a moment where he's like on his phone and he gets like a text message.
Oh, see, I didn't.
His phone's all busted up and shit. Yeah.
See, I didn't catch that. I just thought that was kind of silly.
But it's still, even then, the way it goes down, and then he's like, "Hey, my kids are good. Let's go get pancakes." It's like everything's still fucked, my guy. Like, it's like, it's not time to go get pancakes yet. Like, you got to, at least if you're ending the movie right now, you got a sequel to do before you go get fucking pancakes. Like, you got a minute.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. Like I said,
it felt just like I said, at the end, you can definitely feel the budgetary like constraints on this movie. It just left me wanting a little bit more. I felt like there's a fuller movie there, but I enjoyed what was there, like I enjoyed what I got. It was like we got about like 80% loaded movie.
Well, I just
80% was
I just
great.
don't think they ever really knew what to do with the monsters.
Right. That kind of feels like the whole thing. It's like, what's the point here? Like, other than
because it was like, at first I was like, okay, parasites from space turning people into zombies. That makes sense. Okay. And then it's like, then you get the weird,
they're building something, but then it's like,
well, they're building stuff, but then you get the weird hybrid thing that's
exactly,
like clicking and sounding like a fucking alien from Aliens, like, in my opinion.
The effect, well, like the practical effects in this were pretty dope though.
Yeah, no, they were really good. And then and then it's like, they're building something, but then were they building something? But then it's like they're morphing into, like, they're being absorbed into something, and then the whole movie you're like, well, what the fuck is this? And then it just pops up as,
and then that's all it is. Yeah, it's just like, oh, it's just a bigger monster. It's like, then why are they building this whole thing? Like, I don't get it. Like, this was kind of like the monster side of things is actually the most pointless. Like, I'd almost say the horror side of things is where this is the most lacking in its story. The holiday vibes, you feel it. Like, I think the storyline, like all the shit about like the commentary on working retail and just shit like that, like, I thought all that was pretty good. There's some funny stuff in it, but
the character progressions and shit like that, and the building of the characters, I think, was really good. But yeah, it's just like when you come to the monsters, it was just like, well, like, what's the fucking point?
Like, what's the point?
You should have just
it felt like that movie Employee of the Month with Dane Cook, but with aliens.
Yeah.
Like
I just didn't, I don't know. I just didn't see the whole point at the end of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, so now there's more of these, and okay, cool. Like,
I
obviously just shoot forklifts at them.
Which was also like, what? I don't know. The ending definitely felt just like somebody was like, yo, you didn't write an ending in this script. And he's like, oh, fuck. And they just came up with some shit real quick. And they're like, how's that? Does that work? It's like, I don't know, maybe.
I guess.
I know that feeling. So that's why I'm watching it.
It worked for them.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, I mean, that, it was a movie. It was all right.
Yeah. It was all right. Yeah, it didn't quite stick the landing. I think I would give it a 6.5, but I'd bump it to 7, given it that 0.5 for potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 6.5 is pretty fair. It has the potential to be a really good movie. It just depends. Like they could hit a home run with the sequel.
Yeah. Actually,
You
what? Yeah, I'm gonna stick to 6.5 because it doesn't quite make it up to a 7. Like it's
No.
just almost a 7 for me. They could have stuck a 7 if they had done like the bare minimum.
6.75 then, huh?
Yeah, I'll stick with the 6.5. I'll stick with the 6.5.
But like I said, they could kill it with a sequel that could be a little bit better. So
yeah,
I mean, give me a sequel where they're already big monsters. I don't know what more you can do with that. So
didn't love it, didn't hate it.
which is are all those big monsters gonna go hug each other and become an even bigger monster?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That'd be wild.
I mean, but it's just like
saying. Is this just Katamari, the movie? Is that what this is?
Yeah, and then those turn into like 10 monsters who all find each other and hug and become the Omni monster of, we're gonna fuck y'all up.
Right.
I don't
know.
Slay 3, ladies and gentlemen, Black Friday.
Slay 3, it's brand new. I think you can get it on video on demand or stream it if you're clever enough.
22 more slays left.
Wow. Just goes by so fast.
Till the Christmas day. Till Crimbus.
Till tomorrow.
So please do your shopping. Get to popping. Get to rapping. Like and subscribe. Check the website.
Mm-hmm.
You know the deal.
You know what it is. Shep.com.
Smooches and deuces.
Peace.
Slay you later.
Jingle bells, Jack Frost smells, Bill Goldberg laid an egg. Max fucked up and Cody sucks, but Santa got away. Hey, jingle bells, Jack Frost smells, Bill Goldberg laid an egg. Max fucked up and Cody sucks, but Santa got away.